Hello designers, welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial, I'll be learning how to sew this conical corset. So I've shared the pattern drafting tutorial already on this channel. Just check the comment section for the link to that video if you've not watched the pattern drafting tutorial. So right in here, we're just going to be getting into the sewing of this conical corset. So right here, I've cut out my pattern on fabric. I make sure to iron the hairstay. Hairstay is very important, so make sure you iron your hairstay on your fabric. Or if your fabric is very solid, there's some fabric that do not necessarily need hairstay, so depending on the weight of the fabric. So first I will join the f1 and 2 together like this, then I will join f3 to it. Can you see? Join f1 and 2 together, join f3. So this is back one, b1 and 2, you join it together, then you join the b3. So that's how you're going to join this. And also the same thing, you're going to join the lining too. Okay, cut out your fabric, your lining the same way you cut out your fabric, and you join it the same way you're going to join your fashion fabric too. So here is my lining. I've joined the lining together, and I used the seam allowance to create bony channel on the lining. Can you see how I open up the seam at the side and just stitch it down. Then at the center, instead of opening up the seam allowance, I folded it towards the center front and have one bony channel there. So this means on this front here, I have 6 bony channels instead of 8. So this side I would have opened it up to make 2, but I decided to just make it 1. So I have 6 bony channels. So if you want, you can actually open it up and have up to 8 bony channels at the front there. It's your choice. So at the side here, I ironed the hairstay. You remember the hairstay we cut while we were drafting the pattern. So I ironed it on the lining. Okay, after I ironed the hairstay on the fabric, that's the lining, then I ironed the peplum stay there. So I'll just go ahead to join this together at the side. Can you see? I'll join this together at the side. So just go ahead to pin it together at the side and join them together. So right now I'm just going to go ahead to bring out my fashion fabric. Now the one I've been showing us is the lining. So this is my fashion fabric, and I've opened up the seam and ironed it down. Can you see I opened up the seam and iron it down? So I'm not creating any bony channel on the fashion fabric. This is choice. You can decide to have your boning channel in your fashion fabric and insert your boning, but I decided to just have the boning on the lining. So here is how I've joined these together at the front. This is the back. I joined it together, open up the seam allowance, but towards the back, the center back, and we'll be stitching down the seam allowance that I have there towards the center back, and I will create another boning channel at the center back too. So I just got a piece of fabric which I'll be using to create another boning channel. So creating another boning channel there is what we give us the structure for the highlights that we're going to fix for the loops. Okay, so first thing I'm marking out here is the seam allowance that I have at the center back. So the seam allowance that you're going to use at the center back, you're going to mark it out, which I'm doing right now. So after marking it out, then I will mark out ½ inch is 0.625 for the boning. So the boning I'm using is 0.5, but I'm marking 0.625 so that that part will not be too tight. Okay, I don't want the boning to be too tight there. So, and also it's because of the joining. Once I'm stitching on it, I might even end up with 0.5. So that's why I mark 0.625. So this part, can you see how I marked out the boning channel? So the first is the seam allowance, then the center here is where you're going to fix your loops. Do you understand? The center is going to, so the seam allowance that I headed towards the center back, you're going to stitch it down, unlike the rest that you did not do that. So I'll do the same thing for the other side. So this piece of fabric here, I'm going to stitch it on that boning channel line that I created. So this is the back here. I've joined it to the lining. So this is the lining I've joined together at the side, and here is the fashion fabric. I've joined that together at the side too. So I'm going to be inserting my boning into my fashion into my lining now. I already created the boning channel on the lining, so I'll be measuring what I have and I will take off the seam allowance. So whatever I have left is what I will cut to insert into the boning. So that means your boning should not get to your seam allowance, so it should stop right before the seam allowance at the top and also at the down part. So this is plastic boning, and I'm boning off the end of the boning so that it will not poke into the fabric. So that's why you see me using this lighter here. That's just the purpose of it, so that it's going to smoothen the edge of the boning and it will not poke into the fabric. So insert it. So another thing I want to tell us is please iron your boning before you start using it. It's going to make a whole lot of difference. I was in a hurry here and that's why I did not iron my boning, but please do not be like that. Iron your boning. So this part here on the lining, I will not insert the boning. Where I inserted the boning first here, I will not insert the boning. I'm going to remove it and put it into the second boning channel. The reason for that is because on the fashion fabric, the last part I told us to stitch down, I'll be inserting boning there. So that's why I remove it on the lining instead like that. So this is, I've inserted my boning into all the boning channels except the last part to the center back. So right now we're going to be joining the fashion fabric and the lining together. So before you go ahead and join it together, make sure you go ahead to iron your boning inside your fabric like that. So I'll first start from the center back down to the other side. So you're going to leave the hem of your dress. You're not going to be stitching your hem. So we're going to first join this together. So if you want, you can use brack up. I did not use brack up here, and it's optional thing for me. It's personal. So right here, can you see I've joined this together, and there is no boning, there's no brack up or what in there. So I made sure that when I was inserting my boning at the center front, I stopped right under the underbust, so that it's going to puff out the bust area very well. So my boning stops at the underbust at this center front. The seam allowance that I folded into 2 years, I made just to stop at the center at the underbust. So here I will be inserting my boning channel by boning into the center back. This boning channel that we created with the piece of fabric there, I will go ahead to just insert my boning into that part now. Then the other boning channel that we created on the fashion fabric, that's the second one, the last seam allowance that I told us to stick down, I will insert my boning into that part too. So make sure you iron them very well. So the middle of the two boning channels that you have on your fashion fabric is where you're going to fix your eyelet. So this is going to give structure to your eyelet and it will not be falling out. Do you understand? So I cut out a fabric of 1.5. So this is 1.5. okay, 1.5. That little fabric that I'm showing us is 1.5. so I cut that out on bias. So make sure you cut as long as it's going to be enough for you to finish up your hem. The hem is still raw there, we've not finished it up, so you're going to use that piece of fabric that's like a bias strips you cut out with your fashion fabric, or you can use any other fabric just to do it, but I use fashion fabric. So I was just going to use it to finish up the hem of the corset blouse. So that's basically what I did. So the conical corset at the side, make sure you iron it. I don't iron it flat. Use the bust arm to iron it so that the shape will be there and it won't flatten out. So use your what's called the bust arm. So that's why it's going to look like this. This is what we have here. So that's how I ironed it. Okay, I did not iron it flat. I used bust arm to iron it, and I've already joined this guys. I've already joined the M with the bias strips that are cut out. Can you see? So this is what we have. Then you see the detachable cape that I have there. I'll share that in the next tutorial. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, so make sure to comment, like. If you've not subscribed, you're going to miss out a lot on this channel. So go ahead to subscribe. Okay, click on the subscribe button and ask the questions in the comment section. So thank you. See you in the next tutorial.